welcome to your second day of science for the week. So we've been studying simple machines, and yesterday you did a simple machine with Miss Keller. Today we're going to look at a different type of simple machine, and this simple machine is going to be called a pulley. A pulley is just a really simple machine, like it says, that helps us do work, but it helps us do work more efficiently sometimes. So I'm going to have a couple different things that you guys can set up to do a pulley experiment with us. The first way, well, I should say the first thing you might need is you're going to for sure need string. So here I have my big old pink ball of string, and we're going to use that for a piece of our pulley system. The next is you're going to need something with an item that's a little bit heavy with a handle on it. It can be any item. It can be a bucket. It can be like a makeup thing. It can be a toy holder. Whatever it wants, as long as it has a handle on it like this. Secondly, you're going to need a pulley system. And I have two different ways for you to do a pulley system. The first is if you have a box at home that you can put some holes in and some big sticks like this. So I have a big stick, and you can see it goes through my box here on both sides. Or if you don't have a box and big sticks, you can turn a chair sideways like this, and it'll act as a pulley as well. So the things you might need are the cardboard and sticks, or a chair that you turn sideways, and then these two items here, string and some sort of object with a handle on it. So when we talk about lifting things, we have to talk about force. And force is like the energy you use to do it. So if I were to lift this bucket, I have to put a force on it. I have to lift not only me, or not only the bucket, I'm lifting the bucket, but I have to lift my hand as well. My hand is extra weight into it. So to help solve this problem, we use pulleys. So our first thing that we're going to do, and you can hit pause and come back to it as you want, but our first thing we're going to do is just simply tie the string to the bucket like so. And now I'm still lifting up the bucket and my hand, so I have to lift up both things. But if I go get a pulley, and this is my pulley, it's just this little hoop here. Sometimes you'll see fancy one with wheels and stuff like that. That just helps it be more efficient. But this is a pulley, and I just loop over the string like this. So I have the string going down to the bucket and the string going to my hand. Now, and you can see it, you'll be able to see it go up and down. Now as I'm pulling on the bucket, I don't have to lift my hand anymore because now I'm using gravity to help me go down, but the bucket goes up. So it's actually a little bit easier to lift than just lifting it by myself. So using a pulley is a little bit easier to lift. Also notice that when I pull the string all the way, the bucket gets to the top before I can reach the bottom. So I'm using the same amount of work. Every inch I pull this way, it goes up an inch that way. I want to show you what it looks like on the chair over here, in case you're using a chair. So again, I have my bucket here, and now I'm pulling down. So I'm redirecting the force I'm using, and I'm pulling down here like this. And again, the bucket and my hand move about the same amount, up and down. And it's a lot more efficient way of lifting things. A cool thing about pulleys is you can start to change the way the pulleys work. So I'm going to cut mine off here, and I'm going to change the way the pulleys work. So instead of having my string directly connected to my handle, I'm actually going to loop it around. So now I have a pulley here and a pulley here. Now I'm going to tie it tight so it doesn't come undone. I'm going to test it to make sure it doesn't come undone. And oops, Mr. B forgot to do an important step. So let's start that over. And that's okay. Every once in a while you forget to do it. The reason it's important to have a handle is because I want you to take the string and put it through the handle. Now you're going to tie one end so it's stationary. It can't move. And it's attached to my pole. And the other end is still going through the handle. And now I want you to take the rope and put it up here. So now instead of our original one, we had just one pulley that was going over. Now we have one, sorry, that's stationary. One is here because it's moving around, two. So now we have two pulleys. Now when I pull it, it's actually much lighter to lift. And I'll tell you why in a second. But it's half as light to lift. But if you notice, remember last time when I pulled the bucket, I didn't even get all the way down to the ground before the bucket hit? Watch now. I can pull my hand and I get all the way down to the ground before the bucket's even up. So we have to go twice as far now to get it up as high, but I'm only lifting half the weight. So I'm trading distance, I'm going further distance when I pull to lift half the weight. Again, if you wanted to do this on the chair, it would look like this. You're going to keep it looped through here, and then you're going to put it on, tie it to one side of the chair. And I'm going to tie it here. And then you're going to have it going through the handle, and then you're going to go towards just the other leg of the chair. And again, you can pull it up and down, and you can see that it's half the weight. But I have to go twice the distance. I can't even get all the way up to the top, even though I'm starting here. So I have to go up and down that way. So that's just kind of a cool little system about pulleys that we can learn about. And there's simple machines that help us change the direction of the force that we're using. So I'm pulling down even though the weight is going up. That's called a change of direction. And they help us be more efficient at it. We can do half the amount of force. If this is 2 pounds, I only have to pull 1 pound down to get it up. But you're trading distance. Again, I'm going to link another video in here that explains it a little bit better than Mr. B. But I want you to play around with pulleys. And the key thing to know is that when you want to change the weight, you have to tie it to this end, put it through the loop, and go over here. Because now I have 2 strings. That's why it's half the weight. So I have 2 strings like that. So these are just some kind of fun experiments that you can do with pulleys as you go. You can make as many pulley systems as you want on your thing. I'll link some cool videos. It's just kind of a cool, fun day to try something new and not be on your screens. So if you have any questions about pulleys, please let me know, or Miss Keller know, but you can email Miss Keller, Mr. B, even if you're in Miss Keller's class, blah. But play around with pulleys and take a picture, upload it to see what your pulley system looks like. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.